Guys, what's happening? My name is Sumed Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means I help you feel better and perform better. Today, I want to speak about state control in social dynamics or dating.
Love is a baked sweet potato.
So, basically, I've done a lot of research into this field. I've trained with a lot of instructors in this field, and I have a psychology background, as you know, so I have a very deep understanding about how the mind works and the way people interact and male to female communication and communication in general. I want to give you my take and my perspective being a flow state coach and helping lots of guys through this. What are the main things that you need to look out for when it comes down to controlling your state or being able to get into a good vibe? So basically, the first thing that I want to say is don't make it an excuse that you're not in state already to do what needs to be done, okay? Let's say you're about to approach and talk to somebody. Don't make it an excuse like,
I don't just feel it, man. I don't feel it. I'm not in state yet.
Don't use that as an excuse, because by talking, by getting into the action, you're going to get into state. Why? Because you've done something. You've got a reference experience. In that moment, you can actually snowball off of that interaction. Whereas earlier, you're just twiddling your thumbs, sitting with your drink very close to you, looking around and not doing or saying anything, and not having any fun whatsoever. And hey, I've been there, you know. I'm sure some of you guys are there as well. You get very much in your head, trying to overthink, overanalyze the situation, and you get stuck. You get stifled and in your own head. And it's difficult for you to build that momentum or get into a flow state. So what I've noticed throughout my experience and time is you've got to do something, okay? And one of the ways which you can merge your action and awareness is get really in tune to the environment that you are in. That environment is not separate from you, okay? We're all atoms. So even if you're tapping your foot or whistling or humming to yourself, or tuning in internally, where do you feel tension, and tuning into that, and just noticing what you're feeling and stating it out loud. A lot of the instructors and mentors that I've had in this field, they've told me to say my problems out loud, say things out loud that you're actually thinking about, because if you hide it, you can't take control of it. In AA, they say we're only as sick as our secrets. So if you just put it out there, the honest expression of what you're feeling, and it's authentic and it's relevant, it's going to skyrocket from there, because you're not hiding anything. You're being very truthful and honest, but you're also serving the interaction well, and you're vibing with the other person.
I am not drunk.
You are noticing that you have an impact with the value that you're giving out, okay? Same in sales, right, or business. There's a value exchange happening. And if you can make use of that value exchange and you can understand, like, you know, everybody in this world has an agenda. You better know what yours is. And if you don't, you're going to get scattered. You're going to get distracted. You're going to waste time doing something, whereas you could have done it in a different way, in a smarter way.
I can't believe you've done this.
Go off and build momentum in any way that you can.
Hey ladies! The top of your heads look nice.
Whether that's approaching people, whether that's tuning into the song, or maybe you have your earphones in as well and you're playing your favorite song and you've anchored yourself to positive momentum or state, or you can actually give yourself positive state anchors, where this is all NLP stuff, right? So if you don't know what an anchor is, basically it primes you to feel a specific way or embody a memory or a behavior. Yeah, if you can just put in your favorite song. I usually like to create like a playlist of like the best songs that get me into the flow state, and I play that before I head off into the venue. I learned this from Jose Davila, one of the people that I've learned from, and he's recommended this flow state activity where you imagine your worst version of yourself shrinking on one hand, you imagine the best version of yourself growing on the other hand, and you bring your hands together and you sort of rub them together, and then you sort of just wear it throughout your whole body. Just like when you smile, you also want to imagine you're wearing that smile throughout your whole body. That can be very useful as just a way to remind yourself that you are this awesome, badass guy, right? And that you don't need extra like band-aid solutions and ways for you to, pretend to be somebody, whereas you are naturally just you and beautifully you. So you don't need to really change, you just need to refine. I've always had the mindset of like, we are powerful already, and we just need to unlearn some of the things and the programming that hasn't been helping us. Why are some guys playing this kind of nice guy role? Well, they feel that by being nice, they're going to get what they want. But that's not always true, is it? You don't always get what you want just because you're nice. So the thing is, once you break that and shatter that illusion, you can start embodying the type of person that you truly prefer to be and not what society has made you out to be. So, when people are really, really close to you and they just vibe with you, authentically you connect with somebody because you feel like you know them from forever. Well, what if you entered every single interaction with that frame in your mind? That I know this person since ages ago. And you greet them like you'd greet a long-lost friend. I think that is an amazing mindset to adopt. And once you are able to step into that mindset and understand that every single thing that happens in your interaction or in, like, let's say somebody flakes or doesn't show up to a date, or let's say that somebody, isn't texting you back, or whatever these little glitches in the dating system is right now, right? Understand that you gotta lighten up your mood, okay? Don't take it as seriously as you're taking it. And understand, like, how is it serving you? How is that one moment, that one lesson serving you at that moment? That changes your mindset and your vibe internally so differently.
I'm out of here.
It's like, yeah, somebody doesn't show up to a movie. Enjoy that movie by yourself. Treat yourself in that moment.
Treat yourself.
If somebody, doesn't text you back, well, you can always, do something else. You don't need to wait for that person to text you back. Like, you have your own life, you can do whatever you love doing. Don't wait for other people and wait for other people's approval to be the kind of person that you truly prefer to be. That's my advice to you in terms of state control. I think a lot of it is just changing the mindset. And once you have the mindset in place, then you can actually take on the positive behaviors and be in the flow and manage your emotions. I think emotional management is one of the things that really stops people from getting into flow. Like, they're communicating, but then they're getting angry or sad, or my emotions are being like a visitor in my home right now and they're just coming and going, and how can I appreciate them and not be so distracted by them. There are two ways to change your life. One way is to be very mindful of the conscious moment, and the second is to rewrite the programs of your subconscious brain and your subconscious mind. So do both of those at once. You don't want to just do one and not the other. And if you need a practitioner or a guide or somebody to help you through this process, do shoot me a message or an email, or get onto a Flow Awakening call with me. You'll be able to really fully embody that state control, which sometimes you just, you can fake it in that moment. You can like clap your hands or like do a little silly dance and, get into state. But that real state that's long lasting, that's the one I'm talking about. You can really start to embody that once you've truly accepted yourself and you've gone through the healing process yourself. Have an amazing day. Thank you so much for listening and tuning in and spending time from your day to watch this video. I really appreciate you. Have an amazing day. May the flow be with you, and stay legend.